Welcome to Tiny Pep Talks for Step Parents, a short weekly podcast with new episodes every Sunday. For today's pep talk, 6 step parenting lessons I learned from Star Wars. Because hello, it's May the 4th, so may the 4th be with you and with us all. Now on to the pep talk. Okay, yes, stepfamily life is very complex and we all need lots of support, blah, blah, blah. But you know what else we need? To lighten the heck up sometimes. So today, here's a bunch of step parenting tips candy-coated in delicious Star Wars lore, which is more metaphorical to step life than one might think. Number 1. Use the Force. If you're someone like me who's obsessed with the deep dive and feels like surely things will get better the more we educate ourselves, then you might be a wee bit challenged at winging it or listening to your intuition, or both. But in step parenting, just as in destroying the Death Star, sometimes you gotta switch off your targeting computer, trust your gut, and take the shot. If I could go back in time, I'd still read everything I could get my hands on about how to be a better step parent, but I'd also make sure to listen to what my heart told me. Less logic, more stretching out with my feelings and letting the Force flow through me. Plus, sometimes the facts are not your friend, and it's better not to know. Never tell me the odds. Number 2, when your best laid plans go sideways, pivot. Look, jumping into the garbage chute is no one's first choice of escape route, but hey, shit happens, and sometimes the smelly option becomes your only option. It all worked out in the end, right? And did Mando plan to get saddled with baby Grogu? No way, but now they're the cutest clan of 2 you ever did see. Virtually all of Star Wars is based on rolling with your misadventures like, I've got a bad feeling about this, but we're gonna do it anyway. Each installment of the saga reminds us that a rocky start doesn't necessarily mean a poor outcome, no matter how different the actual storyline is from what the characters or the audience originally envisioned. So as you careen your way toward blended on your own stepfamily misadventures, stay flexible and keep an open mind. You never know what great plot twist could be waiting just around the corner, even if it's not the exact script you would have preferred. Number 3, everyone's got to find their own path. Luke gets so mad when Han Solo's like, thanks for the sweet reward, Cash, see ya, instead of sticking around to help the rebels attack the Death Star. But Leia's just like, Han's got to follow his own path. No one can choose it for him. As always, Leia is spot on. We can't choose our partner's path for them, no matter how much it pains us to watch them make terrible decisions over and over again, nor can we always smooth our stepkids' paths as much as we wish that we could. Every member of your stepfamily blends at their own speed, and they're going to make mistakes along the way, as will we. All we can do is continue making our own choices and staying true to our own path as we move forward. And when that path feels kind of dicey, remember that Han, after years of smuggling with no allegiance to anyone but himself, and maybe Chewie, did actually turn the Falcon around, fly himself into the heart of the battle, and cleared the field for Luke to deliver his 1-in-a-million shot that toasted the Death Star. Similarly, your stepfamily may yet surprise you. Number 4, blasting your way through isn't always the answer. When you've got enemy fire flying at you from all directions, your natural instinct is to stand your ground and fight back. But sometimes it makes more sense to zip around a big ol' asteroid and hide yourself in a worm for a minute. Feeling outgunned and outmanned doesn't mean you're doomed to lose. Changing tactics is not the same as giving up. Oftentimes, a change in strategy is more effective than grabbing a bigger blaster. So hold firm on your boundaries, leverage those court orders in your favor. The rebels ultimately won because they were smarter, savvier, and more patient, not because they had more firepower. Number 5, there's still good in there. Darth Vader is one of the all-time movie villain greats. He's ruthless, merciless, remorseless. He's always several steps ahead of whoever stands against him. Again and again, we watch horrified as Vader kills off our favorite heroes and random background characters in his role as the Emperor's favorite henchman. Yet, Luke swears there's still good in Vader. Is he deluded or biased since he recently found out they're related? Maybe. But also, he's not wrong. Anakin Skywalker started life as a good-hearted kid before he was gradually and systematically corrupted by the Emperor. Much like a stepkid who becomes gradually and systematically twisted by parental alienation. But the real Anakin was in there all along. just like my real stepkid was in there someplace under all her coldness and rejection. Number 6, rebellions are built on hope. So much of Star Wars feels like yet another disastrous failure following a long string of disastrous failures. How the heck did such a disorganized, poorly funded gang of scrappy rebels manage to bring down an entire empire? What keeps them going? Hope. And that's what's going to keep your stepfamily moving forward too. I've come to view blending a family as an act of inspired rebellion. The statistics are depressingly against us. The wide range of obstacles we have to overcome to successfully blend is staggering. But we're all here, every one of us, because we believe a happy ending is possible for these families of ours. We are secretly optimists, even if we might not realize it ourselves. We have hope that we'll succeed despite all the elements stacked against us. And on those days when hope feels as far, far away as a whole other galaxy, I recommend watching Empire of Dreams, a documentary about the making of Star Wars, and how incredibly close this juggernaut of a cultural phenomenon came to failure several times over. If George Lucas pulled his vision into being by the slimmest possible strand of hope, maybe we can too. If you're listening to this by podcast, please check the show notes for a link to the full transcript over on Substack, along with a ton of other resources. We would love to see you there.